G'day again, my name's Lucas. I'm one of the supervisors here at the Australian Age of Dinosaurs, and today I'm talking to you about trilobites, these little guys right here. Now the trilobite fossils I've got next to me are all from Kangaroo Island, from Emu Bay in Kangaroo Island, and they're actually all different species of Redlichia. Now the Redlichia is actually two species, and there's a larger one and a smaller one, the largest one being Redlichia rex, which is this guy right here. Now they're estimated to get up to about 30 centimeters long, and they're actually known to be possibly cannibalistic. And that's one of the earliest known cannibalistic traits of any species pretty much on Earth, which is pretty awesome to think about. But they get really small as well. I mean, our large trilobite right here is a bit of a monster, but our small one, you guys probably can't even see from that distance. No bigger than the nail of my finger. As you might be able to tell by now, the trilobites are part of the arthropod group. So that includes your crustaceans, your arachnids, and also your insects. I mean, looking at the things, they just look very similar. There's only actually 20 species of trilobite on Earth that have preserved legs, which is actually one of the biggest identifiers that they are part of the arthropod group. So luckily enough, they are pretty well known. Ours, you can actually see, are all from top down. So we can see the top of their head and all of that, I guess, scale-like structure, or their exoskeleton on their back, is preserved, and unfortunately we can't find the legs in these specimens alone. People have been finding trilobites for a long time. It was actually about 1698 that one of the first trilobites was published in a scientific paper, although they didn't quite understand it as what we see a trilobite as today. It was close to 100 years after that that trilobites became, I guess, grouped together and turned into Trilobita as a class. Now that's put all these related creatures into the same place for better understanding. And it wasn't until about 100 years after that happened that Winton was founded. So Winton is younger than when trilobites were first discovered and classified. Then we've got to wait another 30 years. It is about 1902 at this point that the first Redlichia trilobite was published by a French paleontologist based on a Pakistani specimen. So these things are found worldwide, even Antarctica. Trilobites have been a really successful group. I mean, they lasted nearly 300 million years before going extinct. And humans alone have observed over 20,000 individual species. We're looking at two being Redlichia. I mean, in our collection, we've got a few more like Nepea just here, really small species from Tasmania, and another Tassie species called Amphiton. That's just four, for example. 20,000 is a huge number, so you can see just how successful they were. And they're also pretty informative for the fossil record. Because they lasted so long and the species obviously came and went, we can actually look at fossil deposits with trilobites and understand where that species sat relative to other ones. And you can start to estimate dates and, clean up the timeline based on trilobites alone.